What up, world? Is Where 18 back at it again. Welcome to episode 125. Thank you to those who are watching me for the first time. Hope you like the video. Go back and check out my other videos. Maybe you find something you like. Thank you to those who've been with me since the beginning. Truly appreciate you guys sticking around, liking my videos, commenting, all that good stuff. Truly appreciate it. Makes me want to do better videos. Like I said, this is episode 125. Today's topic is going to be my favorite cartoon heroes. So there's a lot of categories of heroes from movies, but these are some of like action-based cartoons, I guess you can say. And these are some of my favorite heroes. My first one is going to be Goliath from Gargoyles.
It is the nature of humankind to fear what they do not understand.
I love Goliath. I think he's one of the most trustworthy type heroes. From the Gargoyles cartoon, it shows his origin and how he started off and how all the Gargoyles started off and how they eventually wound up in New York or whatever. But he's one of the best heroes. He doesn't change. He's always loyal and faithful to the humans, even though they've done so much wrong to him. And he's always faithful, and he's faithful to his crew too. So his story is amazing. I wish they would have never canceled the cartoon, but eventually all good things come to an end. Hopefully they do. It would be cool if they did a movie, a Goliath movie, or a Gargoyles movie, or a remake of the original cartoon with the same voices. That would be awesome. But he's definitely one of my top heroes. Number 2 is going to be Lion-O from Thundercats.
I am Lion-O, Lord of the Thundercats. I command you to halt.
So there was 2 versions that I really like of the Thundercats. The original version, which was awesome when it came out when I was a little kid, and the newer version, which came out a couple of years ago. Love both of them. Love Lion-O. Shows his origin stories, of course, how he became the Lord of the Thundercats from a little cat to the beginning. And as a kid, I didn't even realize there were different species of the cats or whatever. Like Tigra is a tiger, Panthro is a panther. It was, as an adult watching it, I realize it now, but as a kid, I didn't really realize it. And Lion-O, being a lion, was the leader of all of the cats, which I thought was pretty cool for them to do. But Lion-O was a good leader. He was learning along the way. He learned how to be a fantastic leader and how to lead his team, even though a lot of the adventures he went through, he wasn't fully qualified for. But definitely one of my favorite heroes. He is pretty awesome. And Thundercats cartoon is awesome, too. I didn't like the new take that came on the Cartoon Network, Thundercats Go or something like that. But the original and the one that came out after that was very good. And then all the episodes connected, too. So definitely love those Lion-O. The next one is going to be Optimus Prime.
You're old, Megatron. Yesterday's model, ready for the scrap heap.
We'll see who's ready for the scrap heap.
I love like every iteration of Optimus Prime, from the Beast Wars to the original one to the movie version. He's just an iconic character. He's always focused. He's super loyal, of course. Even to Megatron, they were like super friends, but became enemies. But he never really tries to like end him or whatever. But I love his leadership skills, his fighting skills, like all of that stuff. I like that he transfers into a super big ass truck from a big truck. He was always one of my favorite Transformers growing up too. There was nobody that compared to Optimus Prime. And when the movies came out, as like an adult, I was super like stoked. I loved the first Transformer movie was fantastic, and Michael Bay continuously made it worse. But the last one, Transformer 1, was a great adaptation of the story or whatever. You learned how he became Optimus Prime and all this other stuff. So if you haven't seen that, definitely check it out. I got a review for it if you want to check that out too. But definitely Optimus Prime, one of my favorite heroes. The next one is going to be Michelangelo from the Ninja Turtles.
Hey, dude, don't be so hostile.
What are you doing here?
So of course, you all know there's 4 Ninja Turtles. But growing up, Michelangelo was always my favorite because he was super funny. He had nunchucks, which I always wanted. I used to have the plastic nunchucks growing up. Um, he was just super. He reminded me of myself because he loved pizza like I do. I don't like all that extravagant stuff on my pizza, but I was always a big fan of Michelangelo. His orange bandana was pretty cool. I was just a big fan. I thought he was just super funny than all the other Ninja Turtles, and he was always my favorite for that reason alone. And I like pretty much every iteration of Michelangelo throughout the years in the different cartoons. I wasn't a big fan of the movie, but he was still funny in the Ninja Turtle movie that came out, the later version of the Ninja Turtle movies. The earlier Ninja Turtle movies weren't that good, but the Michael Bay Ninja Turtle movies were, especially the first one, was pretty good. But definitely Michelangelo, one of my favorite Ninja Turtles. The next one is going to be Wolverine from X-Men Animated Series.
There you are, Wolverine.
As a kid, I wish I was more into comic books. I love comic books, but I could never afford it. So my experience with the X-Men and that genre came from the cartoon. And when I first saw Wolverine, he was instantly my favorite character. Even though he was not the most powerful character, he was just super aggressive. He wasn't mean, but his tone was like you don't want to fuck with Wolverine because he's Wolverine, And the claws, with the adamantium claws and his healing factor, I thought he was just a cool character. And I've been a fan of Wolverine ever since I was a little kid, like 11, 12 years old. Like I said, I didn't really grow up on the comic books because I couldn't afford to buy the comic books, but watching them in the cartoon, and then over time I've learned about his origin story and all this other stuff. So he's always been one of my favorite characters growing up, and the animated series really gave me a broader understanding of him. I truly enjoy Wolverine. He's one of my favorite all-time heroes. Next one is going to be Invincible.
That seems mean.
All right, here, I'll show you. There, see? Now he'll tell me everything.
Cartoon came out a couple years ago. One of my favorite cartoons that's on TV right now. I love Invincible. I think his origin story was cool because he didn't know he was going to get powers, and he ended up getting powers. And he's powerful, but he still gets his ass whooped because he's not a 100% Viltrumite or whatever. I like that he tries. He never gives up. He's come close to death several times. He's a very loyal person. He follows orders, and he does his own thing too. He's a great character, very passionate and understanding and all this other stuff. One of my favorite newer characters, I guess you could say. He's just an awesome character. I love the show, first of all. I think the 4th season's coming out pretty soon. And I love the voice actor because I like the voice actor. I like the guy that played him. He was in The Walking Dead. I think his last name is Yoon or whatever. And the whole cast is actually good. The whole voice acting cast is good. But Invincible as a character is a great character. He's a take of Superman, but not as powerful as Superman. He's not even as powerful as his dad. But I like the way he tries. He never gives up. And he's a hero for all people. Even though he knows he's going to outlive most of the people all of the people on Earth, they're still his people, and he tries his best to protect them, even though he consistently gets his ass beat. And the last person, one of my favorite heroes, is Superboy from Young Justice. Now, I love Young Justice. That's one of my favorite cartoons. It's on HBO Max if you want to check it out. I think it's 4 seasons. What I like about him is he is like Superman. He's a clone of Superman, but he's not Superman. He has most of his powers, but he's like watered down, and he doesn't let that stop him from doing his stuff. He can't fly, which I think is cool, but he can jump real high. He's super strong, but he has his vulnerabilities or whatever. I just like his whole dynamic, his whole aspect. I like the way he's not. He embraces being a hero, but he's not like a super corny like Superman. He has like an edge to him. I love that he loves his team. I love that he didn't leave Young Justice to go to the Justice League because he's loyal to his friends, the people who got him there, the people who helped him escape from Cadmus. So Superboy from Young Justice, definitely one of my favorite heroes, just because he's not like the regular heroes. If you haven't seen Young Justice, check that. It's one of my favorite cartoons, like top 5 all time. Check that out on HBO Max. All the seasons are there. Hopefully they have another season because the last season was pretty awesome. But that's going to do it for my list. Let me know what you think of the list. Who are some of your favorite heroes? Like, comment, subscribe, share, and all that other good stuff. You could have been on anybody else's channel and you decided to watch mine, so I truly appreciate you guys for giving me about 10 minutes of your time. Continue to watch my videos. Have a good one, and I'll get it to y'all on the next one.